Hiya Dan, lovely to meet up with yourself and Dennis. Thanks for bringing Dennis along. It was a really enjoyable session. It was great to meet you both. I think we made a lot of progress during the session. More importantly, there's a process in play there now where you can both appreciate what needs to be done, and you can keep nudging Dennis down the correct lines. Obviously videoed your swing. I said I'd give you a little bit of an overview, offer my thoughts on where you're at. Very straight ball striker. Because of that, some of the things that I'm talking about are not going to have a massive effect on the way you swing the golf club, but may allow you to introduce a little bit of speed. Whenever we do things a little bit more efficiently, we can do things a little bit quicker. So what I'm seeing here is a player who rolls accumulator 3 a little bit too fast, maybe doesn't quite hinge accumulator 2 soon enough, rescues it really nicely at the top, getting a good position at the top, delivery position, the club is slightly open to the arc, or slightly too open to the arc, which requires you to control accumulator 3 on the way through. You do a good job of doing that. That's your gift as a golfer, if you will. Some guys are great at generating power. They have the ability to hit the ball a mile. Your gift as a golfer is the ability to control the club face, which is why you're very straight. However, when someone is rolling 3, that player, generally speaking, has to do things a little bit slower to control the golf ball. Exit can be quite high as a result, arms leaving the chest. So I would be looking at really tightening up pressure point 4, so squeeze the left arm really hard against the chest. As you're doing that, I would also try and feel like the wrists were setting a little bit sooner. So on this one, we just squeeze the arm against the torso, so we get a little bit more inward on the hands, which is now going to allow us to, I'll just take this back a frame or 2. If you were to load the wrist more at this point, the shaft would be more out in front of the hands at P2. So squeezing the left arm against the chest more throughout the takeaway, controlling the rate at which accumulator 3 rolls, encouraging you to hinge the wrists a little bit more. Coming into impact, long term this would result in a club face that was a little bit less toe up and a hand action that's a little bit quieter through the hit, because we don't need to roll the club face quite as much. We can see on this that the exit is lower than we were experiencing at first. So the hands are exiting just above the left shoulder as opposed to just below the left shoulder. If we look at the move that is made through the golf ball, you can see the right hand passing the left quite quickly. So quite a high rate of closure on the club face. Whereas on this one, that move starts to just quieten down. You see the right hand not passing the left quite as fast. Take those both back to impact. And just playing this one through. So on the left we're hitting out excessively, on the right we're hitting out at a more appropriate rate. You see the rate at which the club overtakes the hands really starts to calm down. So what you've got on the right is a more efficient pass at the golf ball with less overtaking, less rotating of accumulator 3, less uncocking of accumulator 2, and as a result we can start to do that in a little bit more of an aggressive manner. You start to be able to hit the ball a little bit harder. And start to learn to extend a little bit more. You can see there that you keep the lead flexing the lead leg, a little bit of flex in the knees here. Hips don't necessarily come out the forward tilt as good as they should. But that's really hard to do when you're slowing things down, so that accumulator 3 can unload to help square the club face up that was a little bit open. So really squeeze accumulator, really squeeze pressure point 4 against the left side. Try and feel like you're going to hinge the wrists a little bit quicker, loading accumulator 2 a little bit sooner in the takeaway, and then go at it as hard as you want on the way through. Good luck with it. If you've got any questions, feel free to give me a call. Well done.